Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matthew here, and welcome to this video. Now, I have something that's actually a little bit different, and many people may think that it's not relevant to learn about finances. But if you are actually an entrepreneur, if you're talking about finances, if you're talking about marketing, if you're talking about growing a business, this is something that is very important, and I just learned it today. Now, I had actually been reading this book called Dot-Com Secrets from Russell Brunson, and basically learning how to actually build businesses online utilizing what's called sales funnels. And for the longest time, I honestly did not understand the difference between a squeeze page and a landing page. And that's actually what I'm going to be talking about with you today is I learned the difference between the two. And it's actually so subtle that you wouldn't even pay attention to it. But once I actually share this with you today, you will have a complete understanding on not only what these two pages are in the beginning of your funnel, but you will also understand when it is the proper time to use them. So, a long time ago, I actually got started in network marketing, and one of the biggest things that I found that was an issue is actually having leads. And you may be sitting there thinking, like, Matthew, there's a lot more issues with network marketing. But I promise you that if you've ever been in a network marketing company, one of the biggest things that you've had, or one of the biggest issues, it really comes down to you having consistent leads. Now, generally, what happens when you join a network marketing company? They say, hey, look, go build a top 25, go build a top 100 or a top 500, and get all the people that you know, people you met at the gym, people you went to high school with, people you know from Facebook. And they want you to get this long list of people. And honestly, it wouldn't be so bad if they actually share with you what the purpose for that is. And the purpose for you doing that is one, it takes people to grow a business. Many people think that you're in business because you start making money. However, you are really in business when you have constant leads that you can actually talk to and pitch your product or your service to. So that's the first thing. It is to let you know that you actually have contacts. The second thing is to actually help you and myself get comfortable with hearing the word no. And I don't know about you, but for some reason, hearing the word no from those that we love and we care about that we've known for a while, it just hits a little bit different than when someone we don't know tells us no. And when you get into sales, whether it's with a network marketing company or whether you are selling solar, whether you are selling cars or real estate, you have to get comfortable with getting no. And once you become comfortable with that, you will start to actually see some success. But one of the things, like I said before, that is a huge issue is what happens once you actually go through that entire list. You know, some people pick up, some people might have changed their number. Some people say that, hey, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And some people say, hey, thanks for sharing, but I'm not interested. What happens when you get done with that? Well, for many people, what they will actually tell you is, well, when you go to the grocery store, you need to talk to people. When you go to the gas station, you need to talk to people. And really, truth be told, when I go to the grocery store, I'm going to the grocery store to get groceries. You know, every now and then I might see somebody that's sharp, and I might say, hey, what's up? But if you're really doing this business the right way, and when you talk to people, you are building a relationship with them, and then you are able to share what it is that you do, and not just always going in and saying you're going to talk to people just so you can prospect them to invite them to a meeting or a business opportunity meeting. And that's one of the things that really got me. I'm like, man, I wish there was a way for me to be able to actually have people that I could talk to that's actually interested in what it is that I want to talk to them about, which is either one, joining my business or a product or service. And that's why I decided to go ahead and start reading and studying, or really reading Russell Brunson's book. But in the book, Dot-Com Secrets, he says, you're going to constantly be referring back to this. So this is one of your study guides. And I have basically been studying this book or rereading this book for the past year. And every time I go reread it, every time I listen to the audio, every time I go and take notes, it's like something else that I'm learning. And what I actually learned today is the difference between a squeeze page and a landing page, which I know is what you're waiting for. So when it comes to a squeeze page, what ends up happening, let's say that you're running a Facebook ad and you're saying, hey, I want you to get this item. Well, when you end up doing that, a squeeze page actually has what's called a headline, and then it has a sub headline, and then it has what's called a form. And basically, the form is just like, hey, let me get your name, let me get your email address. And that's basically what the page is going to look like. It's going to look something like this. It's going to have a headline, it's going to have a sub headline, and then the form is basically just, hey, let me get your name and email address. Now, when it comes to a landing page actually has many moving parts. And it does kind of have this too, but it has many moving parts. Not only does it have a headline, not only does it have a sub headline, but it also has a bio for you. Then the next thing it has is more info on what is being taught. Then it has another section of testimonials. And basically, you end up having almost an entire sales pitch that is with this landing page. Now, what is the difference between the two besides the fact that this has less things going on than this side over here? Well, when it comes to a squeeze page, it is mainly focused on generating leads. Why? Because once you actually generate leads, this page is actually going to allow for people to go to an email or a text message, which is SMS type of sequence. And when they actually go to an email or SMS type of sequence, that is what's going to allow for you to start nurturing, which is actually basically developing a relationship with the people that opted in. And generally, many people are pretty okay with giving their email, giving their name, and some people are even okay with giving the phone number. Now, the thing with the phone number is some people do act funny and they don't want to give you their phone number, and it's okay. But when they actually do, that's going to enhance the quality of that lead. Now, what I've actually discovered besides this is the fact that most of the time when you actually have a lead or a squeeze page, this is usually the first line of defense. Generally, you're going to have this page, and once you end up having this page, then it's going to go to a thank you page. And on the thank you page, now you start maybe having this, which is where you start offering more and more things. And I'll actually erase this and draw it out because I believe that this is going to help change someone's business. And it doesn't matter if you're in network marketing, it doesn't matter if you have a flower shop, it doesn't matter what business that you're in. When you understand how to actually generate leads, you are going to be able to double your income potentially, depending on what it is that you're selling. So what this ends up looking like is, let's say that this right here is a Facebook ad. A Facebook ad. Now they go from the Facebook ad to, now they go to squeeze page. All right, now they go from a squeeze page to the thank you page. Now the thing about this is, with the thank you page, what I've actually noticed is, one, you can stop here. Or if you want to take it further, what you can actually do is you can say thank you, and then you have like a step 2, so a S2. So basically step 2, what that's going to do is that's going to take them down here, which will basically have them on your landing page. And this is how you are able to start, possibly having purchases. Maybe you have a book, maybe you have a course, and different things like that, because you have the lead coming in. But the great thing about this is what this starts to do is it starts to filter people. Let's say that you have 100 people that's actually coming into your funnel every single day. So 100 people, actually, matter of fact, let's do this. Let's say that you have 1,000 people that see your Facebook ad. Well, 1,000 people that see your ad, not all 1,000 of them are actually going to go to your or click the link. But let's say that maybe 600 of them click on the link. Well, if 600 of them click on the link, they make it to this page. Not all 600 of them are actually going to, fill out this form. But let's say that maybe 10% of them do. So 10%, that means that would actually be 60 people that go to your thank you page. Well, now you have 60 qualified people that you can now talk to. And let's say that once they get to the thank you page, let's say that a percentage of them end up going here. Let's just keep it at 10%. 6 of them go there. Now they end up buying something. They make a purchase. So now you had 1,000 people view your ad in a day. 600 of them went to your page. You got 60 new leads and 6 people signed up. And let's say that you had something that you were offering, and let's say that it was $200. Well, if you had something that you were offering and it's $200, you just made $1,200 in one day. And you just had this running. You just put in, $25, $50 on this ad, and you had them end up going through this whole process, and now you just made $1,200. Now you got a money-making system. All right, so if you have any questions, make sure that you put them in the comments down below. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out for now.